Hi everybody, I'm the Idea Maker, and today I'm going to be doing something different. So it's not the traditional type of video, and no, I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of editing with this video. And as I'm really not wanting to do a lot on this because I have an idea for something that I think that maybe you guys are going to want to hear out. Actually, wait, the only edit that I might have to make is let me just readjust myself to face you guys. Actually, I don't really need to adjust anything. Um, but as I'm slowly just readjusting myself on here, what I want to talk about was yesterday. Yesterday was the Marvel Studios Comic-Con panel, and it was one of the craziest things to happen as we got several announcements, several clips over at Comic-Con in San Diego, California, where we had the casts of Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and the Fantastic Four First Steps, which we saw a clip over there. Well, the people over at Comic-Con, they got to see a clip from Captain America Brave New World. They got a trailer for Thunderbolts, and they got to see the first family all together, and they were able to get to see the Fantastic Car for the first time, which I got to see it, a video. I'm sadly not there at Comic-Con. I'm at home, which that's all right. One day I'm going to get the chance to go to Comic-Con, and it will be one of the most amazing experiences ever. And I hope I get that chance soon. But that's not the main announcement that I want to talk about. The main announcement that I want to talk about is the fact that we now have a brand new title for Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, which is now turned into Avengers Doomsday, which will still be being released on May 1st of 2026, with Avengers Secret Wars coming out on May 7th of 2027. But that's not amongst the biggest. That's part of the biggest. The biggest is having for Anthony and Joe Russo to be coming back to be directing Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And the biggest reveal of all was the casting choice for Doctor Doom, which turns out to be the one and only Robert Downey Jr. himself, which is insane to think that we're here thinking we're going to get some other different actor as Doom. And then Robert Downey Jr. comes all of a sudden, him, having the Doctor Doom costume on, rips the mask off, and then reveals to the world he's coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Doctor Doom. Now, I know that a couple of you guys would be thinking about how are they going to go in this direction to make Doctor Doom work, especially because it's Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom. We all knew him for Iron Man, and of course, I understand how that would make a lot of sense as to why this would be the choice. It would be a good choice on having for Kang to be straight away after the actor was accused of assault against his girlfriend, and then they had to go in a different direction. But it felt a little weird that we're now pivoting from Kang to Doctor Doom. Now, this video is more about how I think that maybe they should work out Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and even help with building and fixing phases 5 and 6 for the rest of the MCU. Now, for me, I'm just only a fan. I haven't really thought about, doing these kinds of videos before because I thought, who cares? Nobody's going to watch these videos that much. But then you guys have really, really have been watching my videos lately, and I'm so, so grateful for you guys. And I want to say thank you all so much for helping me to reach 70 subscribers. I know I haven't been posting a lot on the community tabs when it came to, I reached the 100 milestone or 200 milestone for certain videos, or I reached the 70 subscriber milestone. And I'm sorry that I haven't posted about that yet, but I've been pretty busy lately, and I've been really trying to balance some stuff out and work some stuff out. But I really want to get this video out to you guys because I think this could solve our problems for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as I feel like, in a way, it's not constructed in a way that we want it. And I feel like maybe my idea could help. So if this video does go viral for whatever reason, Thank you, Lord, that it would go viral. So thank you to God first, and then thank you to you guys for to my family for helping to get this viral if it does go viral, and thank you to you guys as the fans and the subscribers to the channel for getting it viral if it does. And if this does go out to Marvel, if this does go out to Kevin Feige, if it does go out to Anthony and Joe Russo, and if it does go out to Robert Downey Jr. and to the actors and actresses involved in Marvel, then wow, I am going to be blown away, and I am just going to be so humbled at the fact that a theory like this could work. But let me start with saying I think I could fix the Kang situation, and I could also fix the Doctor Doom situation. Here's how I envisioned this whole entire thing. As I saw in some of the comments on these videos, I saw that there is a comic line where Doctor Doom and Iron Man have swapped minds. I think I figured out a way how this could work without having to do the mind swap, but instead working in a way where it's still keeping in relevance with the main timeline of the Infinity Saga and continuing into the Multiverse Saga. Now, as we do know, this could be a variant of Tony Stark. Of course, that's like the simplest thing. What if I can tell you that there could be a way to make it be where it's not a variant of Tony Stark, but the main actual timeline Tony Stark? Let me explain why. And if you guys are Marvel nerds and you guys have a lot of details that maybe I might have left out, let me know about those details in the comments below, and I'll even answer those ones and address them in another video when I get the chance. But anyways, let's get to this plot that I have, this plot idea. As I feel that it should be, I think that the best way of approaching this would be this. Somebody goes and takes Iron Man's body from the wreckage of Avengers Endgame, takes it to Latveria, and Doctor Doom uses it to go and make a new face for himself. Not as the face, not as a physical face, but as a facade. And the reason why I go about this is because that I feel like it would be the perfect way of having to set up somewhat of a Easter egg with how the Mandarin was, where you had Trevor Slattery be the face of the Mandarin. And he wasn't the Mandarin, which was later revealed. One way to be doing this in this situation is the same thing for a reanimated Tony Stark to be brought back to life, and for him to be the new face of Latveria to the public. And the reason why I'm going for this one is because that way they could hide the true Doctor Doom in Secret Wars. And then you might be thinking, how are we going to get to all this realistically? Like, what's the deal? How are we going to get to all this? Let me take it back to Infinity War. Well, actually, Infinity War and Endgame. Let's picture Doctor Doom, the real Doctor Doom. He's trying to run Latveria. We all know he's a tyrant, and we all know he's a dictator of Latveria. We all know that he's trying to make Latveria a prosperous country. Let's put it like that. One day, which is when the snap happens, that Thanos snaps half of the universe out of existence. Let's say that a good chunk of Latveria got snapped out of existence. So Doom tries to find a way to be able to go and figure this out. Now, if I don't know any prior experience to Doctor Doom from the comics, but if we wanted to go in this direction where he has scientists who are still there from the snap and they have an idea of what they can try, then he thinks maybe they have an idea of what they can do to try to bring these people back. But I don't want to have people from the outside world be brought here, because then they're going to expose Latveria to the world. And they kind of want to keep it as private as Wakanda tried keeping it private with their technology. But I think that what could be done is, if a good chunk of his population has been snapped out of existence, he then tries to go and get some scientists that he has working for him over in Latveria to try to go and find a solution on how to bring these people back. They don't work out. So he then basically offs them off, and he goes and decides to venture out from himself, thinking, if you can't, like, fine, I got to do this myself, and do it like an Easter egg to Thanos back from Age of Ultron's mid-credit scene or post-credit scene saying, fine, I'll do this myself. But Doom does it himself. He secretly, or well, I don't know what the word is, but he subtly goes and sends an invitation to Tony Stark after realizing that he has survived the snap, and he asks for an invitation with having under a surname regarding that he wants to bring people back. And Tony Stark doesn't want to do it because he thinks, I already have a life of my own, let's just go ahead and leave it there. So he declines. But he also remembers that Bruce Banner is still there, so he does the same thing to Bruce, and Bruce turns him down as well, because Bruce is still is at this point not wanting to have any participation with any of that after the whole thing with Thanos scaring Hulk and from not wanting to come out. And this is where the conflict starts kicking in. Doom wants to try to find everything that he can in order for him to go and try to figure out how to bring these people back when everything else fails at one point, because then he starts realizing and understanding and recognizing who Thanos is. He then tries to figure out what happened during that time when Thanos snapped everyone out of existence. But there's one person that we could bring in that I feel like this could be the perfect opportunity to be able to see what could happen. And, how this could be able to tie into the later phases. We did get a rumor of a special presentation coming of the Silver Surfer right in time for Fantastic Four. If we do, my idea is to bring this version of the Silver Surfer, have that Silver Surfer crash down to Earth after some intergalactic battle that happens, and Doctor Doom discovers him, takes him in, and tries to figure out what's going on, what does he know, what kind of power does he have, and when the Silver Surfer gives up exactly what his powers are, or if the female Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four movie that we're getting, if she's the main MCU timeline one, then we'll go with her. If it's not, we'll go with Norman Rad, which let me have this idea really quick before I forget. Doom asks, "Who are you? What are you like? What are you doing on Earth? What powers do you have?" Tells him everything. Decides to partially lie to him, saying, "I want to see if we can use this power to bring back the people of my country as an experiment." He uses it for the experiment first, but after he witnesses and sees that the cosmic power that the Silver Surfer has, because I know that he has cosmic powers, is so immense that it could change everything, then Doom becomes even more power hungry and power stir crazy, to the point that at one point, when the Surfer, after many attempts on trying to figure out and bring back people with using cosmic energy, he says it's too much and that it's not good enough. Doom would then go and turn to him and saying, "Okay, so we tried this the easy way. Now we're going to do this a hard way." The hard way would be that Doom would be telling him, if you don't go and you don't cooperate with me, then I am going to drain your powers and I am going to find out how to do this myself. The Surfer doesn't want to give up. He doesn't want to give into this whole entire thing. If this can happen in the comics, which if it can't, fine. If this can, then this could be interesting. But if this is a brand new concept for you guys, maybe this could work. When Doctor Doom somehow manages to go and extract all the cosmic energy and cosmic power that the Silver Surfer has, the Silver Surfer turns back to Norman Rad. Norman Rad then starts to live a life on Earth to some degree, but he's kept as prisoner of Doctor Doom. But Doom now has this cosmic energy and he experiments with it. He then decides, let's go ahead and see what other kind of things I can get from this. Not only does he gain the cosmic power and the cosmic energy, but he gains the intelligence and the knowledge that is needed in order for him to be able to figure out what he can be able to do with this type of cosmic energy. With this point, he can try to use cosmic energy and cosmic power to try to go to different points in time. He thinks about this idea and thinks, I have the power to do this. Let's see if I can go into different points in time. He goes forward in time accidentally, and this is what I think we can do. There can be a point, if this is a possibility, of seeing Kang. But you might be thinking, how are we going to see Kang and everything? This could be a variant of Kang that's still on Earth somehow, in a different part of the galaxy, in a different alternate universe. He doesn't realize this yet until later, after being shown around. And we can do this with having for Doom to be talking about this, monologuing about this whole entire thing. But this is how we can get rid of Kang off of the screen and off screen, and get rid of him as a character. This is what we can do. Hear me out. Kang and him talk with each other, and when Doom realizes he's in an alternate universe in the multiverse, Kang gives him the understanding of what the multiverse is. From that point, he then Doom starts to try to figure out, okay, if there's such thing as multiversal travel, maybe I can figure out something else. This stirs an idea with him, but he doesn't think about it at first. But then again, Doom is a smart guy. So he has this idea in mind as a precursor, or at least as an advanced next step into a plot that he can think of, saying, if I can take over Latveria, I can take over this planet. If I can take over this planet, I can take over the universe. If I can take over the universe, I can take over all the other different multiverse universes out there. But this is just like a preconceived idea that Doom could have. At this point, what could happen is that he decides to recruit Kang as an ideal advisor, or as an ideal frontman. When he does recruit him for it, he promises world domination. He promises that he can be able to bring power and peace and restorance in the sacred timeline and in the timeline of what needs to be existing. And from there, what could happen is that this is where we would see Kang in Loki Season 2, Ant-Man Quantumania. And this could be something this could be the Kang that we see, or the Kang that we have probably might have gotten an idea of back in Quantumania. But instead of it being Kang the Conqueror, it could be a version of Kang, like a variant of Kang, where that version and that variant of Kang was one that was out in the real world, not in here, which could be an Iron Lad reference. We could do that. Have like Iron Lad and everything, so that way he gets the idea more about Tony Stark. Doom getting more of the idea about Tony Stark being an ideal person to have him, as a person working for him, like another version of Tony Stark working for him. If we go in this direction, what I would like to do is say that Kang, during the events of Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, had an ulterior motive to go against Doom, but it was not addressed fully in Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, and instead it would be addressed later on down the road. Now, with this idea, Doom gets upset, and he then says, all right, now that we know that what kind of a person you are, and I already knew that this was going to happen, this is where he can wipe out Kang out of existence for good. Go after him, go after the Council of Kang, and all of him and the different variants of Kang will be wiped away from the whole entire universe, from every aspect of every universe possible. This could rewrite Doom's future and rewrite the other parts of history within all the other multiverse universes. Now, from there, this is where he could start getting the idea of, okay, we're gonna have this. I have this idea of having to take over every single multiverse possible, but I'm first gonna test it out with Phase 1, which would be trying to bring people back. The way how he finds out about this is him jumping through different parts of time. He then discovers about the fact that there were the Infinity Stones. He goes to that specific time. But, and another later thing revealed would be that he then remembers the Silver Surfer told him about the Infinity Stones after he was trying to figure out why was the whole thing of half of the universe got wiped out of existence. And that's when that's what motivated Doom to try to figure this out even more, trying to replicate the powers of the Infinity Stones by using cosmic energy and using cosmic power. That's how it, and with the failures from the experiments and everything, from there, that's where we get to this part of the story. With this, he then goes and tries to find the exact moment on when Thanos snapped everyone out of existence to know exactly how it works. We can get Josh Brolin to come back as Thanos, and that's where he can go and team up with Thanos. Doom can go team up with Thanos for a little bit. And then that point, what could happen is that he uses Thanos as well, wiping him out of existence after he finally masters the whole entire idea of the Infinity Stones and the Infinity Gauntlets. The problem is that Thanos is battling Doom to the point that he does not want for him to have the stones. With Doom having the new cosmic power and the cosmic energy, puts up a big fight against Thanos to the point that, Thanos actually gets beaten by him at his low point, makes an attempt before Thanos dies, goes and he almost severely mortally wounds Doom to the point that when Doom is trying to get the stones, he knows that he can't get them, so he retreats, recovers, and then figures out, I'm going to have to figure out how to get the stones afterwards. How am I going to be able to do this? If I can't do this, then I don't know what to do. He'll then try to find a place in time and space within the main sacred timeline. Finds the point where Tony Stark snaps everyone, then snaps Thanos out of existence. And that's where he figures if he can be able to wipe people out of existence this way, and he's a mortal man, then I could be able to do it, but bring everybody back and bend everything to my will. He then goes into different points and times of when Thanos was using the stones to then try to get the other stones to complete the Infinity Gauntlet, and sees that the Hulk even attempted, or in this case, he actually snapped everyone back. That's how he also figures this out. But because he can't take the stones out from certain places because of a restriction, due to the whole thing of figuring out about the time, not the time, but the TVA's guidelines of the sacred timeline, which I'm going to get to this in a second because my mind has a lot of ideas about this. One way we can bring in the time variance authority for this case would be where he basically goes in and they know that he is a variant, or in this case he is he is someone that went and he finds the time variance authority, and this is where we're going to get issues for where we can get issues, because this is when you can find out about the secret timeline. He finds out about if they do something that creates a branch within the timeline about the whole pruning thing, and they can do this to where it's at the part of Loki season 1 and comparing to season 2. You can go through multiple directions and see how it changes over time, because Doom is going to be learning. You can get through the internal process of him learning about the whole thing about the sacred timeline, the TVA, all these other different things that comes to interdimensional travel, multidimensional travel, and traveling through time and space. This is where he figures out about Loki from the ending of season 2, or the end of the series, about him being the god of stories, and him holding on to the tree of life through the other branches of the multiverse. And from there, this is where he starts figuring things out a little bit more, so he gets more of an idea of what he can be able to do to trigger this whole entire thing of conquering the universe. But he decides, I'm sick and tired of having to be doing my presence around, because now there's others that know that I'm a threat and that they know that I'm going to be doing this. So in case if I get uncovered, I need a decoy in order for them to not know my true identity of who I am if they were deciding to go and take the mask off. Now, could be one of the two things. He goes and after he remembers figuring out that when he's trying to find a person to go and be his front to, be Dr. Doom, he goes back in time to when Tony Stark dies, sacrificing himself at the end of Endgame, and everybody, does everything that they can, to honor him, honor Iron Man, his legacy and everything. But instead, they can have Doom go and take the body of Iron Man, take him back to Latveria at his time, and now that he has the new equipment that he's probably taken from different points in time and in different points of technology from whether it's working with the adamantium that we're going to see in Captain America Brave New World, or Wakandan technology, or even technology that we've seen from, you could say, like the cosmic energy that we've seen from some of the cosmic side of the MCU. We then bring Doom to then use this technology to then go and take Iron Man's body, bring him back to life, resuscitate him, bring him back to life. And when they bring him back to life, Doom has this idea of knowing that, he's going to remember that he's Iron Man, and we cannot have him remember that he's Iron Man. So amongst the technology that he's taken from other different parts of the galaxy, one and crucial thing of technology he could take would be the Skrull technology, the Skrull and Kree technology. The Skrull technology, so that way they could be able to see what memories he has, and the Kree technology to rewrite those memories, so that way Doom could rewrite those memories and rewrite Tony Stark to be Victor Von Doom, but being more of the facade that he's supposed to be. So he makes him do the bidding, while the real Victor Von Doom keeps planning and keeps trying to figure out, how am I going to take over the multiverse? This could be the way that we could have Robert Downey Jr. be brought back. From this point, I know that a lot of things are going on with the Avengers, and that there's different things happening, and we don't have a solid Avengers team, we don't have this and we don't have that. This is what I think they could also do. Doom will then have the ability to be able to go through different points of time and grab different heroes that have not even interacted with each other before and are going to have to interact with each other now. That could be part of Doomsday, where he starts plucking them from different areas, and they go through a series of tests, and these tests would be setting a battle world for Secret Wars. Now, again, I've known about Battleworld because I've heard about this whole thing from comics. I've never read a comic book storyline before, so I'm just giving some really crazy random thoughts that hopefully this could work. I know this is a very lengthy explanation, but I feel like this could be something that could change the way how we are with Marvel, and I think that maybe this is how we can be able to bring in all these other different things. But the thing is that we can have these teams to be split up into different teams based on their skill and based on their relation to a specific team member. And those team members would have those different cosmic abilities or accessories, like Kamala's bangles, or Shang-Chi's 10 rings, or some of the other different things that could be useful than trying to help Doom be able to reach into vast, farther amounts of the multiverse. From this is how we can be able to have for Doom to set a battle world for Secret Wars in this case. And they do so, and Doom does this to get those cosmic accessories, I want to say, or these cosmic important tools, to vast them out. And he takes them through a series of tests, and he basically gives them the thing of, okay, in order for you to get out of these out of here, I'm putting you through these trials. If you get out of this alive, then I will go and I will let you free. When they all successfully do so, this is where he puts more of the strain on Shang-Chi, on Kamala, and on other different cosmic heroes that will be in importance to the cause, to Doom trying to reach out to other outpacks of the Secret War, and to different other things of the Multiverse Saga. Now, this could also help set up to where the villains succeed and the heroes fail. We do another Infinity War Endgame situation, but this is where, when the fact that they have the so-called champions for Battleworld or whatever. I've never read the Battleworld comics, so again, I don't know about this, but if it's basically a thing where the heroes have to fight each other, the end of Doom's Day would have to be the heroes getting captured. But except for a few of them, that they also have the abilities to be able to go through the interdimensional travel. The people that Doom would have to have captured and make them the so-called champions, or have to make them the important characters to get through all of these different things, would have to be Doctor Strange, America Chavez. I would also want to say, well, actually, wait, no, Doctor Strange probably not, because of we would have to need him later on. We could do America Chavez because of her multi-dimensional travel. We can do. Well, actually, wait, that could be an interesting thing, because if you get Doctor Strange, he does have the whole thing with the Darkhold, so it would be an interesting thing for him to stay for for the whole thing with Doctor Strange 3 if we get to it. So I would have to say this is going to be a little bit of a tough one, because Kamala would be one that, of course, Doom would need because of the bangles. Shang-Chi he would need because of the 10 rings. And whoever else that they can get, who I'm probably not thinking of at the moment, that they could be able to get those cosmic characters or those characters and be able to bring them to have for them to supply to Doom unwillingly, and be used as like his fourth horseman of the apocalypse, like how Apocalypse does it in the X-Men comics. But America Chavez, I think that we should leave her behind, and with leaving her behind, we can get to this point where she could be able to go to other different multiverses and recruit other different universe characters, and be able to have for them to go and do what they have to do and try to get them out. That could be one way of doing it. Now, again, my ideas are so cluttered, I know, but I had to get this idea out because I think that this could be an interesting way on having for, if they do this idea with Doom grabbing these different heroes and having to put them through these different tests and trials. I think that this could be a good way of having for the Avengers to finally be formed. But it would be such a difficulty for them to form because that they never work with each other as a team. And I think that this would be a perfect little boost for it. I know that there probably could be other ways of doing this, but that's just an example of what I think would be one of the best ideas if we want to bring back Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom into the MCU. If we want to do this whole thing with trying to bring these new characters for the Avengers to come right in and team up with each other, we got a lot of things that we could do, but these are just some ideas out there, and hopefully maybe a lot of these ideas kind of made sense, and the way how I think that maybe Marvel should be able to go and take it. And hopefully you guys agree with this, and if you guys do disagree with it, just let me know in the comments what your guys' ideas could be, just so that way I think that, you know, this should be more of like an open discussion. And, you know, as Anthony and Joe Russo did say, this is going to be our time to come up with something that it's going to be the experience of a lifetime. So if that means I can be able to contribute by having this video out there and just having to give these ideas out, I'm willing to do my part to help with having for Marvel to make this amazing experience that would be a once in a lifetime opportunity, and maybe even make more money than Infinity War and Endgame did. I mean, that would be amazing. I mean, who knows? Secret Wars could be the first movie to make $3 billion at the box office. I mean, who knows? I mean, Avatar is almost there, and it's already at 2.9 billion. I mean, maybe Secret Wars can get it at 3. Who knows? I mean, I would love for that opportunity to come, but we're just going to have to see where we're going to go from here and what direction that they're going to take. So with that being said, thank you guys for listening to my idea and my theory about how they could be able to fix the MCU somehow. Hopefully this fixes it somehow, for bringing the Avengers together. I probably left some stuff out that I was probably thinking of at the moment, but I'll probably think about it in another video. But also thank you guys for listening to my theories about how they could bring Robert Downey Jr. back as Dr. Doom, and how I think that maybe they could use him as a decoy, kind of like how they did in Iron Man 3 with the Mandarin. If you guys want to see more videos like this, then please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on any of my social media, I have Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, aka X, my Discord and my Discord servers, and my TikToks, with all the links in the description below. Without further ado, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you all. Stay safe, and I will see you all in the next videos. Bye, guys.